All right, well, coming up this weekend, it's more UFC action. It's UFC Fight Night 103. We'll take a look at the feature attraction, Yair Rodriguez, who is 24 years of age, who was the Ultimate Fighter Latin America winner, who defeated Leonardo Morales at UFC 180 to claim that tournament victory. He has now picked up wins over the likes of Charles Rosa, Dan Hooker, Andre Fili, and Alex Caceres. And really, just like we're supposed to see, and we saw with Cody Garbrandt, you see the evolution, you see the improvement. And boy, what you talk about a guy who has a flashy offense, those Taekwondo style, the bicycle kicks. UFC Hall of Famer BJ Penn is going to be standing aside or across from him.
Yep.
One of the best. He's a Hall of Famer already.
Yep.
What this makes me cringe. We had him on Inside MMA. I just feel really bad for BJ Penn because I think the UFC is doing what they're supposed to do. I believe they are putting BJ Penn in this cage to try to build Yair Rodriguez that much more because I think Rodriguez may be the future at featherweight. But I don't see this being a competitive fight, boss.
Well, the difference is that now he is at the camp for a long time already because a few fights didn't go through, with the whole IV thing.
Yep.
And, but he's already for a time now with Jackson Winklejohn.
Sure.
And I think that was a big problem with him in the past because in the past, he kind of controlled the training camp. If a guy like that stature and that good, if he decides after 3 rounds of the focus mitts that he doesn't want to do the extra 3 rounds, he's just simply not going to do them. That stuff, that is not going to fly at Jackson Winklejohn. They're going to say, no, you're going to have to do it. So now he's going to be forced. Plus, he's got a whole plethora of crazy fighters over there that he can train with that will bring the pressure to him because it's freaking BJ Penn. So I think this camp will do a lot of good for him. I think we should judge on what happens now.
Sure.
If he now looks crazy good, which I believe he has to, then with this training camp,
well,
then it could be a revamp thing here.
Yeah, Rodriguez actually was at Jackson Wink MMA Academy for a cup of coffee there with Penn. They actually, I guess, even maybe did some sparring, just basic technique work. But you say that maybe we're in store for a resurgence here. No doubt about it. BJ Penn, a legend.
Super
UFC
talent.
Hall of Famer,
Yep.
the prodigy.
Yep.
But man, he has not had he's not recorded a win in over 6 years, my friend. And the last time we saw him, way back July 2014, destroyed by Frankie Edgar. We were going over it. What is he, 3-6-1 in his last 10 fights?
Yeah.
It's a guy who, again, has accomplished everything that needs to be done. I know he loves to fight. He said, here's a guy who's wealthy, independently, was wealthy before he got into the sport. Family had money. He just wanted to fight. He loves to the competition. But Rodriguez, man, he's a guy on the upswing, and I don't see this ending well for BJ Penn.
Okay, well, let's break it down. Let's talk about Rodriguez. He's got the reach advantage. He's 5'11" versus 5'9" from BJ. Great footwork and kicks. You were talking about the Taekwondo background. Mm-hmm. He needs to use that footwork a lot, never be at the same spot, and he already does this. He should not plant his feet next to each other in a wide stance like he did with Fili, because for some reason he likes to move lateral, left and right, standing in front of his opponent with feet next to each other plant, and that's when he got hit, because, of course, if you have your feet next to each other, that's great for lateral movement, but not for forward and backwards, so you can't avoid punches. So don't do that. Also, watch out with the running in single knee or kicks. You almost get caught with that. I would set it up with a punch. And even if it's just a show punch, it doesn't even need to connect. Just do something before you throw that kick. He's got great takedown timing. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's he needs to really force. He wants to. If he goes for a takedown, he needs to be on top of BJ, and especially what he did with Fili. Also, stay.
But do you want to go to the ground with a guy like BJ Penn? That's where I think Penn might be at his best. I think Rodriguez wants to utilize that striking.
Yeah, but at least you want to go one time and shoot in, and even if you take him down, BJ right now has his feet on the hips instead of close guard, so it's really easy for you to stand back up, and for a great striker like Rodriguez, this is awesome. But you took him down. You're inside his head now. Now he doesn't know if you're right straight, if that's going to be a right straight punch or another takedown attempt. You see, if you lower yourself, you get inside, and I think that's a great thing to do.
For Penn, what does he have to do?
Oh, BJ. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure he's not going to fight upright standing anymore like his last fight against Edgar. That blew me away. I mean, it sets him up for body shots that are followed up by head strikes, because when you stand up straight, you simply cover less distance on the body. You can't protect yourself. So he needs to watch out for that. But that's been a while. A new camp and a good camp will make him not do that. He also needs to watch out for long right hooks at that moment when he still does it, but I don't think he will do it. Stamina. That's the thing with BJ. You know, it's and I think
high altitude in New Mexico.
That's what I mean. And again, with all these crazy guys who there's respect,
sure,
but in fighting there's no respect.
Sure.
They will come for you. So they're going to push him. He's going to be in a complete good, different shape than he was before. I think countering will be more effective against Rodriguez than coming forward and attacking, because Rodriguez has such great footwork. So I say just wait and let him come, and hopefully Rodriguez throws those single kicks. What I'm talking about, what he did in fights before. And counter those fights, and people go, yeah, of course you need to train for it. You know, they need to be training for this for the last 2-3 months, because it's a very important drill. Grab a kick, punch, or block a kick, punch, and the blocking of the kicks are automatically the load up for your counter strikes. You need to also find counter spots for takedowns. You know, BJ has a super heavy top game, so if he lets him come forward, and instead of throwing a counter with strikes, you can also use that moment to go for a takedown. And yeah, once he's on top, I think he's going to be a hard guy to deal with. I wouldn't go for submissions. Sometimes an easy submission where you can't lose control, I would say do that. But I would go for elbows. You know, Joe Daddy, when he fought him, but just started raining down elbows. As soon as he got the takedown, boom, that was it. So that's what I think BJ should do.
24-year-old Rodriguez, obviously showing respect, as he should, with facing a guy like BJ Penn. And like you seem to have intimated, and you think that BJ Penn is going to be much improved from the Frankie Edgar fight. I think all of his fans hope so. Rodriguez also feels that all of that background stuff, it's in the past. He feels that he's going to face a vintage Penn. In fact, it was quoted as saying, fighting BJ Penn is a pretty big deal. He's already a 2-time champion in 2 different weight classes, so it makes it a pretty big deal for me, a pretty big test for my career. It's a good opportunity to be tested by the UFC and see if they want to give me the title shot soon or not. I think this fight puts me in a good position for that title shot if I win. Leaning towards Yair Rodriguez in this fight, but again, once a BJ Penn fan, always a BJ Penn fan, a guy who, put it all on the line. I remember when he fight Lyoto Machida once in Japan at light heavyweight, and I just, again, to me though, boss, and you say, you know, you've been there, man, you've been done this thing. I just wonder why BJ Penn is continuing to fight.
You know, if I did not have my injuries, Mauro, I think I would be fighting too. It's so hard to let go.
Yeah.
It's the training. When I walk
dangerous.
in to interview somebody and I see them work out, I want to jump in there, but I can't anymore. It's a hard thing to let go.